Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been a little while since I've made a video like this. I've been moving. I've been traveling lots. In case some of you haven't known, I moved from Canada to the Asian markets. Completely liquidated everything over the last 4 years. I am not happy with the tax situation there, and I want to make a better life for my family, and I don't think the Western Hemisphere is going to be providing that for lots of reasons, not just the economic reasons, the tax reasons, the government reasons. I think it's kind of imploding on itself for multiple reasons, and one of those reasons is I think the Asian markets is going to be leapfrogging North America, and one of those reasons is, of course, innovation, crypto innovation, EV vehicle innovation, even AI innovation. I think is going to be jumping ahead into the Asian markets, although it seems to have a seed in North America, but the regulations in North America are such that any advancement will be most likely have some interruptions within the legal system. Of course, the legal system and the people's adoption and the way people react is miles behind what AI is capable of doing. It's just, AI is just too fast. It's just too smart. It's growing in leaps and bounds. And to try to put human constraints and especially legal constraints, which is extremely slow, onto that market, it's just going to stagnate North America even more, I think, and I think that entire industry will move to where it's going to be welcomed a lot more. So that being said, in front of us is a picture of what happened about 100 years ago. On the left side of the picture is a picture of New York, 1900s, Fifth Avenue, and it shows one vehicle on the street, and the rest of everything are horse and buggies and carriages. Now, when the automobile came around, it's not just a faster horse. It is a completely new lifestyle change. It is a completely new symbol of freedom. And I grew up in Saskatchewan, a lot of farms in that area, and I have lots of friends that are in the cattle and ranch industry. And having a horse is not the same as having a car. A lot of people think a vehicle is a symbol just for freedom and had the transportation system revolutionized, but it's more than that. If you have a farm and you have a horse, so you can see in these pictures with the horse and buggies, that is a whole production to put a horse in front of a horse and carriage, feed the horse, take care of the horse, take all the medicines for it, the breeding systems for it, getting it ready, the stirrups. It's an entire industry, and having that ready to go, well, you can't just get up on your horse and just ride to the next town. It's an entire production involved with having a horse, and having the vehicle, well, it's just parked in your garage. You can have another job. You don't have to be a farmer. You don't have to have a ranch. You don't have to be in the industry of the automotive sector. You can just have a vehicle and get on with your life and do whatever you're good at. And that's what happened at that time, and that's why it just took off. As you can see on the picture on the right, in 13 years, the entire automobile industry started taking off. It's what's called an S-curve. It doesn't happen in a linear fashion. It happens very, very, very fast. In front of us is a picture here of an S-curve dynamic. You can see there is a flat section of the curve where behind the scenes, just like 100 years ago, electricity started coming, became widely available, manufacturing started becoming better and better. Henry Ford developed, of course, the automated way of producing vehicles that brought the costs right down. And then all of a sudden you hit a tipping point and there is a dramatic change in the industry. And that change does not come from the industry. Just as Motorola phone and the telephone companies didn't come up with the smartphones. A smartphone is really not a phone at all, but a portable computer that you can have with you everywhere, an interface for your businesses, an interface to do have a love triangle if you want. It's a way to meet people. It's a way to start businesses, like I said. It's a way to make money. It's a way to find real estate. It does all kinds of things. It is a computer in your hand, and it just also happens to be a cell phone. So Motorola is completely displaced within a few years, and just like 100 years ago, the entire automobile industry took over. For example, here with the EV industry taking over, as you can see, it was pretty flat for a little while. It was just flat, 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 flat. Lots of developments, solar panels coming out, electricity and fabrication coming, improving over the years. Battery technology improving over the years, becoming more efficient, and the factories themselves being able to manufacture the batteries and the assembly lines for these specific products. It is all taking up. It is all taking off. You get into this S-curve dynamic, which is slow, and it just ramps up. Goes really, really fast to the upside, And as it goes up, it takes over the other industry, which is the regular gas industry, and that's going to come down like gravity. It's just, and you can see this isn't a long time scale. It seems slow at first, and then it just starts rapidly taking off, especially this year. We now have cars in Asia, beautiful cars, for 10, 15 grand a pop. Full electric vehicles that you can be proud to call your own, not like some cheap knockoff or anything like that, like a proper car, 10, 12 grand for a vehicle. You'll be able to get cars even cheaper than that in the next few years as the technology improves. And it's just going to put the other manufacturers like Ford, Chevrolet, all those kinds of companies, they're just not going to be able to compete. It's not sort of. So you have an enormous disruption coming down the pipe, and it's going to be like gravity. And within 2030, basically the entire car industry is going to be revolutionized. Like, I know there's a lot of challenges, and I used to be on the boat about how are they going to provide electricity to all these vehicles. I was a skeptic as well, but there comes a point where it's just a math. It's just math. It's like gravity. It's going to happen. Who knows what the solutions are? Just like with the horse and buggy, people were like, okay, well, how are you going to build the roads? How are you going to put a filling station on every corner? How are you going to put in the gas lines every so many miles? How are you going to build, I don't know, is people going to have a garage everywhere? Are people going to start learning how to fix their own cars and stuff like that? Where are we going to get the engineers to repair these vehicles and stuff? Like, who cares? None of these things matter. All that matters at the end of the day is, one, technology better? Is it serving a purpose? And is it being able to produce it? And can people produce it at a much lower factor than the alternative? And if that's a yes, then the other problems just go away. They get solved one way or the other. So going on with this here, with the S-curve dynamic, just like I talked about, it's going to be fast. So for a while, the crypto market was basically held by nerds. Then there's a few forerunners and investors and things like that. But there's going to come a tipping point, just like with the whole revolution of vehicles, just like with the cell phone, where the money industry is going to be taken over. It's just a matter of gravity. It's just how it's going to be. I know some of you guys and some of you degenerate traders out there, maybe you own a couple cryptos and like trading them, but this is not that. Okay, I'm talking about if you actually use crypto. Me, I use crypto. I accept crypto for payments. I send crypto to family members. I travel and I have crypto and I use it almost exclusively, and I try to find peer-to-peer people who also use crypto. And the fact it is just it's completely on another level than using cash. The freedom that's involved with it, the government interaction and restrictions into your life are completely different. So the crypto is not just a better form of money, just like a car is not just a faster horse. It is a completely different and better thing. Crypto will replace the entire money market. Mark my words, and it will happen fast. It's going to happen slowly now. You're going to see a little bit of an uphill battle. We don't know what's going to happen because of it. Just like the auto industry completely revolutionized how people live, the financial world, and not having the 6,000-year-old Ponzi scheme that keeps going on with governments and banks, this is going to be radically transformed. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but probably going to be going not like from a third world to a first world, but from a first world to whatever something is next. And that entire industry of the crypto market and tokenizing, the derivatives market being taken over along with AI, these are all going to be happening in the next, say, 10 years, 15 years max. This is huge. Just like with the tipping point, here is a picture of the S-curve. This is going to be happening with markets. And just to show you what's going to be taking place, for example, with the crypto market, in front of us is a picture with the market for money. So on the left is the crypto market. It's about $1 billion, give or take what year you've been looking at in the last few years. Gold market, it's about 1/10 of the gold market. And then on the far right is the derivatives market. It is an enormous market, and a lot of that's locked up in overseas accounts, locked up in Nostrovostro's account. But know this, when you go to use your credit card and you make a transaction, that takes like 2 or 3 days to settle on the back end. When people and large organizations send money on large bases, it's often wired, and that stuff is locked in an account over for 4 or 5 days sometimes. Like, it's just money is locked. You got to wait for it. So there's so much money that needs to be cleared and just held in overseas holding accounts in limbo, waiting to be cleared, is enormous. Same thing with the derivative market, the future markets, options, puts. Everything is going to be tokenized. So crypto is not just money, it's tokenizing assets tokenizing the real estate industry, tokenizing the derivatives market. It is absolutely enormous. And you want to be on the front end of that, not only to get rich. Obviously, everyone wants to get rich. You want to be ahead of the curve. You are still way ahead of the curve, but quite frankly, as a matter of survival. Because the next S curve that's coming, and you probably noticed, but ChatGPT 4, 4.0, and the whole AI revolution is coming now. That's coming down the pipe. And once again, AI is not just a tool. It is not just a better legal system. It is not just a different model for governance and having a smart city. It's not just a better teaching tool. It is a replacement for thinking. It is a better way of thinking. This is not like, it's not going to augment the teaching industry, just like Motorola didn't come up with the new smartphones. This is completely revolutionizing the interaction of getting things solved, right? So that's what humans are good at. So it will be replacing humans. Investing, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but investing in yourself in some kind of degree, whether legal, even medicine, or all of these things. Sure, we're going to meet a few specialists in all these things, but overall, most of this stuff is going to be gone. Mark my words, it's a very scary idea, but nonetheless, this is what's happening. I mean, you're not going to invest in the horse industry, or you're not going to invest in the cattle industry with the new pasteurization technologies coming. You're not going to invest in the banking industry knowing it's going to be completely disrupted. And the same thing, you don't invest in the human industry, whatever that might be. So you want to get into crypto, which is the tokenizing of assets. It's a base layer AI system in and of itself. If you don't know about crypto, you might not be aware, but AI is like a very, very rudimentary form of AI. It will be on the back end running all of these AI systems. So you want to be investing in things that are participating in this new revolution. So that said, don't worry about crypto if it's low today or the prices are low. This is coming. So going back to our favorite product, in front of us is the crypto chart, logarithmically charted over the last 9 years. And you can see I've overlaid the last 2 crypto cycles on top of the current cycle. And as you can see, even though it's down, maybe you're new to the market and you think it's gone down quite a bit in the last few days, which is this little blip, this little fart in the wind here. It is completely on track. If you want to day trade, you're probably going to get wrecked. This is not a good way of measuring day-to-day markets, as you can see. But as a trend indicator, everything is playing out. Everything is moving along just fine. Everything's going to where it needs to go. And by the charts, I estimate in the next boom, we should be up to about a $10 trillion market cap, which is basically what gold's at. But this cycle will break at some point. It might break down and it might break up, but I think it's going to be breaking up. Just like what I said with the S-curve dynamics, there's going to come a point where this is going to look relatively flat and linear, and then it's going to break, probably to the upside, replace the derivatives market, replace the tokenizing of the real estate market. It's going to break in some capacity. Maybe the AI revolution will come up with some new industry that'll need this, but whatever's coming, it's coming. Just like when the auto sector replaced the cattle and horse, it wasn't just a replacement. It's not just the horses who went away and you have an equal number of cars. The entire car industry took off well past what the horse and buggy industry ever was. Same thing with the cell phone industry. It didn't just replace a few cell phones and landlines. It completely took off, went way beyond what the cell phone penetration ever was. And same thing with the money markets. It's going to be not only replaced, it's going to go way beyond what we think money can do for us today and what we can do with the peer-to-peer transactions. So this is all being revolutionized. So don't worry if right now your favorite crypto isn't going anywhere. Just have a few solid cryptos with a solid team and a solid track record that is showing growth, and just hold on, have a party. I know things are hard, but if you can, every minute of the day that you're saving money, I can't believe I'm saying this. I would have never said this 10, 20 years ago, but that extra money, I wouldn't be putting it in an education. I wouldn't be putting it into a university program. I wouldn't be putting into something that some teacher says is going to be the next best thing. The fact is that industry doesn't know what the next best thing is. All we know is there's an S-curve coming. All the markets are going to be disrupted, and you want to be participating in that and whatever that is. So I would be investing in, say, crypto or the AI revolution or even EV automation or robotics of some way. But you want to be involved, not as a person or necessarily as an engineer, although that might be a short-term game plan, but you just want you want to be involved with that market, probably as an investor. That'd probably be the best way of getting ahead. Even if you're working a pizza joint or if you're running around as a waiter, put every damn penny you can into some kind of crypto. I know that's not supposed to be financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. But investing into this industry and this market is the way forward. Not having a job, knowing full well that job's probably going to be replaced in the next 10 years. Okay, so guys, like I said, it's not a fear-mongering thing. It's more a thing about how do you capitalize on the changing world. And as you can see here, don't be afraid. Crypto market is front running all of these changes. It is moving along just like all the previous markets. Until this model breaks, I'm still playing and following it, and we still see some kind of a double top potentially occurring late November to May, June-ish of next year. I don't know exactly when that's going to be. The top, you can never tell because the top always involves delirium and euphoria. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on how excited the market gets and try not to get sucked into the games of that the narrators do. Also in front of us, I'll show you here a Bitcoin dominance chart. Some of you guys might be getting sucked into Bitcoin now because Bitcoin's stealing the show. Bitcoin always steals the show for a little while and then it alternates into altcoins. So here you can see the Bitcoin dominance, so Bitcoin size relative to the rest of the crypto market. And it goes up, it goes down, it goes up and down. There is this line charted. We are at the upper portion of that line. And I'll just show you a little something. If we copy the last cycles, there we go. And you can see it's doing its thing. It's nothing weird, nothing going on. You can't use this chart again to day trade, but you can definitely use it to see where the market is in general. You can see a dump, everything's a flat line. This is the area where you want to get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin takes up market dominance, and then this upper trend line here is where roughly you want to start getting into your alts. You don't know exactly. As you can see in the past, Bitcoin dominance can break up and above a few times and fake everyone out, but the trend is we're going to be topping out and rotating back into alts, and it's going to be a vicious dump. It's been each time, as you can see, the dumps are pretty consistent and they'll be pretty fast and furious. So you want to be in your favorite altcoins already now. Even if Bitcoin's going up a little bit, like I said, it might fake everybody up, take a few more points, go from say whatever it is now, 54% dominance, might even go up to 58%, 60, but that'll just be a fake out and it'll roll back down. That's what I anticipate, even if there is a fake out at all. Nonetheless, I am in alts right now. I'm completely out of Bitcoin. Maybe I'll go back to Bitcoin in the future. I don't know. Time will tell, but at this point, alt is the gameplay. I think it'll be the fastest horse on the field for the next year or so, and that's my play. Hope this video was informative. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.